My name is Julie, and I'm the Reptile Explorer. Today, I present to you Lamprepeltis triangulum, commonly known as a milk snake. Milk snakes are a species of king snake, which are part of the colubrid snake family and a member of the Lamprepeltis genus. There are 4 other species under the Lamprepeltis genus, with milk snakes having 24 subspecies of their own. Each subspecies has a completely different appearance, but one thing they all have in common is that they are all harmless to humans. Milk snakes occupy a wide geographic range compared to most snake species, mainly occupying near Arctic biographic regions. They can be found as up north as Canada, ranging from south-central and southeastern parts of Ontario to southwestern Quebec. In the United States, milk snakes are found anywhere east of the Rocky Mountains, extending down to Mexico and Central America, where they occupy any non-arid areas available. As well as having a wide geographic range, milk snakes can also live in a variety of habitats and elevations. They are typically found at elevations between sea level and 2,600 meters of altitude. Their typical habitat is around coniferous and deciduous forest edges, but has been found in other biomes like the savanna, grasslands, tropical hardwood forests, rivers, streams, and agricultural or suburban areas. Physically, milk snakes are known to be very colorful, with 24 known color variations that distinguish the 24 subspecies. They are not sexually dimorphic, meaning male and female milk snakes have no color or behavior differences. Their adult size ranges from 14 to 70 inches depending on the subspecies in question. Captive milk snakes can have an average lifespan of 21 years. An example of one of the many color variations that exist among the milk snake subspecies is displayed in my special guest for the day. This is Milkshake, a Lamprepeltis triangulum campbelli, commonly known as a Portland milk snake. Milkshake is about 4 years old, but has not grown to the size most captive Portland milk snakes would achieve at this age. The adult size for Portland milk snakes is between 30 to 36 inches. Let's check out the coloration on Milkshake. Portland milk snakes typically have light, distinct U on the frontal scale of its head. Let's see if we can find this. The first band of the head is black and usually covers its entirety. Its dorsal side is tricolored, with black bands separating the red-orange bands and white-yellow bands along the entire length. Its ventral side is similar to the dorsal side, except only about half of the red-orange bands extend all the way around. You see how beautiful that color is? Usually when they shed, the color is even brighter. He's in the middle of shedding. But the coloration of milk snakes in general is an example of warning coloration, also called aposematism. It is used as warning to predators to indicate prey as dangerous. Their specific coloration of the Portland milk snake is imitating the color pattern of the venomous coral snake, displaying an amazing example of Batesian mimicry. This mimicry refers to the adoption of the warning characteristics of a harmful species by a tasty species, referred to as a mimic. Batesian mimicry is used by many milk snake subspecies, not just Portland milk snakes. Both warning coloration and Batesian mimicry are forms of adaptive antipredator behavior in animals. As the name describes it, antipredator behaviors intend to ward off potential predators of a species. Known predators of the milk snake are raccoons, red foxes, striped skunks, and coyotes. On the flip side, milk snakes are carnivorous and mainly feed on rodents. It also eats other terrestrial vertebrates, like birds, mammals, reptiles, and eggs found in its habitat. Milk snakes kill their prey by constriction. Milk snakes are gape-limited predators that determine their diet according to the size and age of the snake. This behavior is called an ontogenic shift in diet, where an animal's diet switches according to their size and age, allowing the consumption of larger prey as they get older. Foraging of prey that is proportionate to the snake's size allows for the snake to spend less time foraging due to the increased energy consumption that is associated with a larger prey. An example of this was with Milkshake. When Milkshake was little, he would only eat pinky mice because his jaws weren't big enough to bite on a pinky mice. No, to bite on a bigger size than a pinky mice. Now that Milkshake is like a foot and a half, I'd say, he can eat fuzzy mice. Soon enough, he'll be eating whole mice and then hopefully maybe rabbits. But this is an example of how the diet is changing according to the size of the snake. There are two patterns of ontogenetic shifts in snakes. The ontogenetic telescope pattern is described as the consumption of proportionately heavier prey to snake size without the exclusion of smaller prey, whereas the ontogenetic shift in lower prey size excludes the consumption of smaller prey as the snake increases in size. The two patterns of ontogenetic shift are explained via optimal foraging modeling, defined as different behavioral options available to animals that can be mathematically expressed as costs and benefits associated to each strategy. These ontogenetic shifts in diet selection of milk snakes follows the optimal foraging model's predictions. Snakes maximize its energy gains by consuming prey that reaches their gauge limit, but minimize the time spent obtaining a fixed amount of energy when consuming smaller prey due to cost and prey capture. An example of this that I've seen, at least in Milkshake, is that when I couldn't find fuzzy mice, he had no issue going back to pinky mice. Pinky mice are much smaller than fuzzy mice. So the fact that he was still so willing to have the pinky mice, despite the fact that I couldn't get him a fuzzy mice, was an example of ontogenetic shift in its prey. Because even though that he would have had a better energy consumption or gain with the fuzzy mouse, he was okay with eating the pinky mouse because he knew that that was the only source of food he was getting at that moment. Well, as we can see, milk snakes are fascinating species of snakes, displaying variability in geographic range, habitat, coloration, size, and foraging behaviors. This is a versatile species which has managed to adapt to all sorts of regions as viewed by the multiple subspecies it has, like Milkshake. I hope you have learned a lot about milk snakes, and especially about their foraging and antipredator behaviors. Thank you for watching, and learn more next time with Giuli, the Reptile Explorer. Thank you!